And aloha! Welcome to the BlueNote Fan Report pregame show. I'm Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, and I'm your host on the only show that's by a fan for a fan, and you got to know all about you, the fan. You know what? I think I'm going to start this off just a little bit of a song. This is what the Blues are singing. How do you like me now? Now that I'm sitting Hoffman. How do you like me now? Now that I'm sitting Bortuzzo. How do you like me now? Now that I can't win a game. Let's welcome in from the Drop Hockey Podcast, the man, the myth, and the absolute legend, Lance the Scott. Hey, Lance, how you doing, buddy, pal, my friend? I'm not hearing you, Lance. I'm not hearing you at all, bud. I don't think your wireless is set up right. Yeah, I'm not hearing you. We got Lance, but we're not hearing him. He's working with his wireless headset, so let's stand by for that. Hey, it's game day, and we get to have a lot of fun. Oh, yeah, let's have some fun. Welcome to the BlueNote Fan Report. You know what? Just found out that Hoffman and Bortuzzo are healthy scratches. That could mean possible trades. I'm not sure. We got you, Lance. Can you hear me, bud?
I can't hear you now.
We can hear you now.
I'm gonna start back over, close out, and get back in.
Okay, no problem, buddy. Right? They got Andy Strickland. He's saying it hasn't come together for the Blues. Understatement. Oh, man. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, boys. Aloha, Jeremy. We got Roostar. We have Miss Asha Lee. Head. And Kevin T. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, guys, don't forget the Pick'em contest. I might, depending on what happens in the next hour, have one more super prize. One more super prize in the next hour. We'll find out, and you'll find out if I get it. We'll find out on the intermission show. Contest is going great. The Blues aren't, but you know what? Keep it going. Just because they're playing bad doesn't mean that you guys got to drop out. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, we stay here. We're all here for you. Have we got you back, Lance?
Can you hear me now?
Oh, yeah, we can hear you now.
Great.
Hey, no problem, man. Oh, yeah, you got your wireless working. Great. I love it, love it, love it. Got Kyle from Alaska. I was telling everybody just before that I might have a super prize for everyone. Looks like I might have dropped out of Twitter. Oh, well. Man, and I was doing good on Twitter. Welcome, guys. Okay, so let's talk about this game today. I don't know where to go. I haven't made my pick yet. I don't know if you have yet, Lance. One of the things that I'm looking at right now, that the thing that I'm pushing the most is how messed up Berube is. This is on Coach Berube. And it continues to be on Coach Berube. Now, however, forcing him to sit Hoffman and Bortuzzo, bringing in Wallman and Blaze, might help by putting Blaze in. But where's Mikkola? Mikkola's better than Wallman.
Yeah,
What do you think?
is. Yes, he definitely is better than Woolman. He's got more upside. I know he's young, but he does make mistakes, but it's very few for a guy that hasn't played many NHL games. And when it comes to Hoffman, this is all Berube's fault. He should have seen when he traded for him, he was always on the top line or second line. You cannot put him consistently on the third line and expect him to score. You have to give him a playmaker. He's not a creator. He's a guy that gets handed the puck and scores. And the misuse of Berube is all on him. People will disagree with me, but every other team he's played with, he's put up good numbers. And all of a sudden he comes to the Blues and doesn't. And I guarantee you, when they trade him and he is close to being traded, he will look pretty good within a few games with that other team. I'll be shocked if he doesn't.
Oh, I'm with you. I'm absolutely with you there. Um, I know, no, I'm absolutely with you. I'm looking at something here.
Did you see
Yes, Hoffman
earlier?
is sitting,
Yep, yep. Did you see
right?
earlier where? Yep, he is sitting, and it's it's got something to do with they're close to a trade.
Yeah,
They're
that's
very
what I
close
would
to a
think.
trade.
Nothing
Yep.
else makes, and something happened today. Robert said, "Sorry guys, I got something in my teeth." Robert says no one on the Blues has put up good numbers, and that's true. Um, so the lines: O'Reilly with Blaze and Perron, not bad. Shen with Schwartz and Tarasenko, like that. Bozak with Sanford and Thomas, not bad. Barbashev with Clifford and Kyrou. I mean, you should get some goals out of that line. I absolutely believe that you should get some goals out of that line. And by the way, if you guys take a look, that link that I have right there. Oh, nope, I had it. Let me go back. That is the link that you can get me on Periscope and you can watch me through the Twitter feed. I don't know what happened. I kind of dropped off of Twitter. So that's the best I have for right now. Maybe I'll be up on Twitter later. I don't know. No, I'm looking for this to be an interesting game. I'm looking for this to be a heavy hitting game.
I, in all honesty, I think the Blues hit well enough in the first game. I think they took the body well. Um, I don't think, number one, that they're fast enough to consistently hit a fast team and stop them from moving. And you've got to be big and somewhat fast. And I know they can grind in the corners and do very well at that, but guys can move around them very quickly. I think it'll be a similar hitting game to what we had on Monday night. I think that they may come out hitting very quickly. Heck, you may see a fight within a minute or two. But as we've seen in the past, that doesn't always help the Blues get anywhere. Shin's tried his best to do things to kind of snap the team out of it, and it's not really worked. And a lot of people call people like myself and sometimes you that we don't have faith in this team. Well, my question is, what have they shown in the last 20 games to give us faith in this team? Now, if they start winning 3, 4 games in a row and they start getting in a better position and start doing the right things and not making mistakes and not giving up 2 to 3 goal leads, then maybe we'll have some faith. But right now, with as many games it's left, this team has to win 75 to 80% of their games to make the playoffs, at least in my mind. There's people saying
Oh yeah.
60%. There's no way they can win 60% of their games and get in the playoffs. I just don't see it. Unless Arizona falls apart and unless San Jose falls apart behind them.
The only thing that's in their favor, and I finally got that nut out of my tooth. That only thing that's in our favor is the majority of the teams that we play are ahead of us. Mm-hmm. So every beat pulls us forward, right?
Yeah,
every time we beat them.
But you also have to look at it this way: the majority of the teams ahead of you are ahead of you for a reason. They're better
yes.
teams. And you're right. If we can beat those teams, it's really, really good. But, we all said the first game against Colorado, they've got to start something now. We all said the second game against Colorado, they got to start something now. We said that in the first game against Vegas, and that line's getting old. It's, you can only do that. So, and people are saying, well, look what they did in 2019. Guys, they had a half of a season to get back in things. They didn't have 18, 19 games left. There's a huge difference. When you're down 5 points out of a playoff spot with 18 games left, you may think, oh, that's just about 3 games that they got to win more than the Coyotes. That's not a great stat there. I want them to make the playoffs. I want them to get better. But even if they do start playing better, in all honesty, is this team built right now with the way that Rube's coaching them? Are they built right now to go far in the playoffs? If they make the playoffs, I don't think so.
The only way that they're going to go far in the playoffs is if Binnington finds his swagger. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
And actually, that's the only way that this team's going to go into the playoffs. Mm-hmm. Is if Binnington finds his swagger.
Yeah, I said it.
But it's not all on Binnington, and it's and I want everyone to understand that this isn't all on Binnington. What I'm saying though is that if Binnington has that swagger, the team will get that swagger from him. I think that his swagger that he brought in 19 and he brought up to the bubble rubs off. When it went away, this team went away.
Yeah,
Again,
yeah,
go ahead.
I think they were used to playing with Allen and Elliott and those other guys, and they're different players. Jake Allen's a great guy. Bennington came in just a different personality, and they kind of fed off that. But let me tell you this: they get used to a personality, just like they did with Jake Allen, just like they did with Brian Elliott, just like they did with Yarrow Halak. A team gets used to a personality, and things that motivated them before because of that guy's personality doesn't motivate them as much as it used to. And I think you're right, though. I think Bennington has to take this team on its shoulders, and the forwards have to score more. Those are the two things. I don't think the defense is as bad as people think. And these last 15, 20 games, they're not scoring. You have to score. You have to be around the 3-goal mark to be a successful team. You can't be 2.5, 2.65, because then if your goalie gets up 3 goals but plays great, you lose. And it's the scoring and the goaltending. I think that's got to be better, But Berube, as we know, just punches into these guys' heads. Defense first. Don't think offense. Defense first. Defense first. That's great. But when you're losing games 5-1, 3-1, 4-1, 4-2, it's not necessarily the defense. It's the other team. Go ahead.
No. You're right, and there's different things going on. There's different things going on here, and that's the problem. If it was one problem, we could do something about one problem. It's not one problem. It's multiple problems, and if we fixed one, we might fix 2, but we're not fixing 3 or 4. But you got to fix that one first, and we're. It feels like the coach is just swinging, throwing spaghetti, right? You know the old saying, throwing spaghetti to see what sticks.
Yeah.
Right.
If you remember, what did Mike Yo do right before he got fired? He started just throwing spaghetti at the wall, trying to make something work, trying to switch things up, trying to put Allen in go in places he wasn't normally successful, and we all know the debacle of signing Johnson as a backup goaltender. That was just terrible. Yeah. When coaches get desperate, they do desperate things, and that's what you got to do. But a lot of times it doesn't work, because a lot of times those desperate things you're doing on paper don't make sense. I hope it does work. I want to see this team make the playoffs. I want to see them get hot and win 14 out of the last 18. I think they have 18 games left. I want to see them do that, because then they could go. You have to go into the playoffs hot. Very few teams crawl into the playoffs and are successful. Now,
and that's what happened, and that's what happened in 19. All the first place teams crawled into the playoffs, and they all got knocked out in the first round because of it. And then the teams that were lower were hotter, Boston and that, they all kind of were able to pull up because they were playing good hockey coming in.
Well,
I didn't mean to walk over you there, Lance.
No, that's all right. If you look at it in the first round that year, Winnipeg had been playing well, and the Blues have been playing well almost all that second half season after that 11-game winning streak.
Yeah.
They kind of slowed down towards the end, but Winnipeg was terrible in their last 15 games.
Yeah,
and they thought they were going to come in and just beat the Blues, and the Blues just put it on them, because the Blues had been playing at their best at the end of the season.
Yep, they backed into that second spot. They had first place the entire time.
Yeah, they were.
And they backed into it, and Nashville didn't win first. Winnipeg fell out. The Blues had a chance to win first place in that division after being last in points. And I say points because you know how I feel about that, saying they were last in the league. Richard Campbell says the Blues were elite that year. All needed. No, they weren't elite, and it wasn't just. See, a lot of people, especially non-Blues fans, think that Bennington was that whole team, and he wasn't. What Bennington brought was the swagger, and I will give Bennington credit for that. He brought that, and I also want to say youthful, but that look, this is it. If I get sent down, I'm never coming back up.
He wouldn't have either.
That last chance mentality. And the I'm not, do I look nervous? That rubbed off on the team. And the team started to play much, much better. And they had guys that were heavy and played heavy.
Yeah, and you know, a lot of people blame Armstrong for those guys leaving. I'm going to tell you one thing. Edmondson was getting to a point in his career where he makes too many mistakes and he wanted $3.5 million a year and he's not worth it. So that's why he's gone. Petrangelo wanted more money and that's why he's gone. Maroon would have taken up some of the playing time for some of these young players and that's why he's gone. Jake Allen is gone because they needed the cap room. Guys, Armstrong really didn't have any choice in this. He really did not. And if you honestly think if they had Edmondson and Maroon back, they'd be the top team or one or two teams in the league, you're fooling yourselves.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. And Morton, Bob Morton makes a great point. People need to quit talking about 19. It's 21. Right. And I was in the lounge and someone said, "We got the cup. I'm good." No, that is why teams fall apart.
That's why I don't go in the lounge. And you know what? Chicago Blackhawks fans did that after they won the 3 cups in 5 years. And how sick were we of hearing that? Well, we won the cup 3 years out of 5. Yeah, but it's been 3 years ago. Yeah, but we won the cup. How sick were we of hearing that? I'm sick and tired of these people. Well, we won the cup. Guys, that's great. I love it. I was there for the celebration. It was just an awesome year. But you can't look back on a cup 2 years later. That does you no good. It means nothing right now. And even if you had that same team, it doesn't guarantee you a cup this year. It doesn't. And people think that it would have.
Yeah, no, and that's absolutely right. Well, I'll say this. Coming into the bubble, and I don't want to get too far. Coming into the bubble, they were falling off a little bit, but they were a good team. Something happened in the bubble, and there was never an adjustment to it. Well, from that point on,
yep,
there hasn't been adjustment.
Several of the guys had COVID from the last of the year to the beginning. And like I told you, I had it, and I can't imagine going out and trying to play hockey. 3 or 4 of the top guys, maybe 5, had it. And you could tell they looked tired after just one period. And I don't know how they even got to that many games with Vancouver. I mean, it was bad. And I think it had a lot to do with it. And I think some of the guys were a little too confident.
Yeah, no, and it might have been. Tanner Leanne says, "I think when you've only won cup once in an entire franchise, I think people settle for that. I don't know about you guys, but my boss and my upper management are always on my butt to do better. Great, you have a wonderful year. However, you need to do better. I don't know if it's a great philosophy, but maybe it's a great motivation."
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you.
Great point.
Right now. I'm going to tell you. In the companies I've worked for, I had some great people underneath me, and they did great things. And I wasn't as bad as some of the upper management, like the CEOs and CFOs. I didn't tend to do this as much as them, but it was always, yeah, you did that, but what have you done for me lately? Yeah. That's kind of the way you have to look at it. Look at how many, people blame the Blues. People blame the Blues for breaking the team up. Look at how many times the Penguins and the Blackhawks added pieces after their Stanley Cups. Yeah. They didn't keep the exact, now they may not have been major pieces, but they were pieces that made a difference, kept the team motivated, and still made them a good team to where they could compete for the cup. And you can't keep the same team every single year. You know what happens? I'm going to tell you what happens. 3 or 4 years after the Stanley Cup, you're the Chicago Blackhawks with the outrageous contracts like to Duncan Keith.
Yep. Hockey Hound says, "At least you won a cup. Our fan base is just happy to made it to the second round once." Yeah, that's for Columbus. I'm with you. Hey, I got to promote Hockey Hound real quick. Sunday at 4 p.m. Central Time, we're doing he's doing a trade deadline show, and he's invited me and some others on it. So check that out. It's mainly on Twitter. He's a Twitter guy. I'm going to try and share it on my pages, but look for Hockey Hound on Twitter. Great point you put there. Richard Campbell says Petrangelo was a massive loss. That's part of why they're losing. Petrangelo, that is Petrangelo's team. They need to make it O'Reilly or Tarasenko's team. I kind of disagree with you on that one. Actually, I'll tell you the biggest piece that we're missing, and I can't believe I'm going to say this. The biggest piece we're missing, and you even mentioned him, is Maroon. And I know it's really hard for a guy like that. And I know when I say that, you're going, huh? Maroon brought that maroon swagger also helped this team. And this team right now has no swagger. There's nobody on it. We're missing Tarasenko's swagger. I haven't seen him with any of his stuff. Parayko is too nice. He doesn't get up there like we need. No one's got any. No, and it's been all season. I have not seen any swagger from one player.
Yeah, and you know what? I understand why Armstrong didn't resign him, because you got to let some of those younger guys play. Or they're stuck in the AHL. And guys, believe me or not, when you get to a point of talent-wise and success in the AHL, if you're kept down there, it stunts your growth. It does. You don't get any better. You don't play against the good guys in the NHL and grow. So he had to bring up some of these young guys. But I do agree with you somewhat. Like we all see in the playoffs with Boston, when Maroon looked over at Marchand and Bergevin and like, you guys are effed.
Yep.
And you know, and they knew it. They knew it, and he just rammed it right down their throat. Is he the greatest player in the world? No. Is he the kind of guy that can get other guys going? Yes. Pietrangelo was a leader kind of on the ice. He wasn't that locker room guy. He wasn't that guy that would do something like Maroon did. To show you Pietrangelo's makeup internally, Jamie Benn that time shoved his face in the ground with the glove 3 or 4 times. Pietrangelo never, for that game or the rest of the season, or for that game or any other game, did anything to Jamie Benn. A leader, even if he's not able to do it. Heck, we've seen Tarasenko fight people when he's not ready to fight. And the thing about Tarasenko, guys, that shoulder is swelling up. He's not confident with that shoulder. Teams are going after him. If you watch plays when he gets hit, teams are hitting him on that side of the shoulder, and he's not confident in it. And you can believe me or not, but I've known people with that same shoulder injury and doctors that have done that surgery, and they have said if it's, especially after twice on the same shoulder, that it takes a long time to heal. And even if they say you're 100%, just like Fabry and his knee, after those injuries, after each game, your leg or your shoulder is going to swell. He's not confident enough on it, and that's exactly what it is. And he's only been back, 13 games? Guys, it takes some guys a while to get back after an injury. Everybody wants him traded.
No.
But you know what you're going to get for him right now if you're trading him at the trade deadline?
Nothing.
A third round pick
pick.
At best. What good does that do you?
Yeah, nothing. And he's worth so much more than that. I talked to, well, I got to cover a couple business points. First of all, this is Guy, the Y Blues fan, and you're watching the Blue Note Fan Report, presented by Forrest, Crump Enterprises, 4 Stories Hockey, and Mike Zook Enterprises. Check them all out. You can see the stlfanreport.com to get links to all of their sites. Mike Zook even told me he had surgery, the same type of surgery, and he wasn't the same. I did an interview. I was trying to do an interview today with Larry Patey, and I'm breaking my thing, and we had technical difficulties up the yin yang. So that's scheduled again for next week. Got my part 2 scheduled with Gary Unger tomorrow, and also I've already let this one out of the bag. So let's see if I can get some good luck. I have, oh man, I just went blank. Kurt Bennett, who lives here in Hawaii, he's going to be with me. So I'm going to put out a couple shows this weekend, a couple interviews this weekend. Going to be a lot of fun, man.
Plus, I'm not going to say who it is, but Guy has a former Blues goalie scheduled. I'm not going to say who it is, but Guy's working with him to get on the show.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that one. Oh, yeah, I've got that scheduled next week, too. Yes, I do have a former Blues goalie scheduled. I forgot all about that. Wow, man.
I was wondering why you forgot that, and then you looked at me when I said that. You're like, I do?
Yeah. I had a really great experience this week. I'm going to say a little bit about it. I can't go too deep into it. I was invited to Hockey Ministries Montreal by Gary Unger, and on that Zoom call were some of Al Secord was on that call. Who else was on that call? I know
some of those young guys, some of the young people listening, Guy, are going, "Who's Al Secord?"
Oh, he was a bane in the Blues existence for many years.
Oh my goodness.
The guy from ESPN was there, and I can't think of his name now. Coach for the Kings.
Oh, Barry
Got
Melrose.
the hair. Barry Melrose was on it,
Yeah.
right? Gary Unger was on it, and a whole bunch of others. And I got to talk to him and tell him about. It sounds like I might have some NHL royalty coming along in the next few years, our next few months. So I'm looking forward to it. It was a really great, really interesting time, and we're almost out of time. I got to ask you, Lance, what's your prediction for the game?
I think I predicted 4-2. Golden
I didn't
Knights.
see your prediction on there.
Yeah, I did it and said.
I see it now.
Yeah,
Yep.
4-2 Knights, and I hate to say it, but I think Stone's going to be another Stone, and they're back because the Blues won't do anything about him.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you there. I think that may happen too. So let me do my pick. So how do you get into Pick'em contest? We're getting down to that point. You still have time. You come over. You go to stlfanreport.com right here, and you pick on the Pick'em contest. You can do it one of two ways. You can either click right there and enter the contest, or you can scan down and see what some of the prizes are. My super prize that I might have goes along with this. Forrest Crump Enterprises is sponsoring us. I bet you, and nobody can see this right now, can they? No. There we go. No. There we go. Now we got it so you can all see. Bring it up for you. There you go. So my right here, the Justin Falk, my second prize that I might get is going to go along with that right there. These are some of the door prizes I've got. So you come down here, you'll enter your email address. Oops, wrong one. Figure that out. Yeah. I got so many email addresses, it's crazy.
I know. I do too, Guy. I used to have about 20.
Well, you're about to get a new one, aren't you?
Yeah.
I'm not giving up on you. You pick a group affiliation, or you put something down here. You can even put none. Who do you think's going to win? I don't see the Blues winning. And I actually think it's going to be one of these.
You could be right.
Nah, I'll go this way, just in case they do figure out how to score some goals. And I'm going to go with Marchant, Marshant. Close enough. I can't spell it.
You mean Marchessault?
Marchessault, yeah.
Yeah.
Marsh. That's two S's, right?
I think it's got two S's or two L's.
Two S's. Ault. Close enough. Yep. I'll go with him. He was kicking butt earlier. So
and I want to say something to everybody that sees this and never enters. I'm going to tell you from my experience being a podcaster for 5-6 years, most sites, most vlogs, like guys, you are only eligible for these type of contests if you're a Patreon member at $5-10. Guy doesn't make you be a Patreon member. He doesn't make you subscribe and pay a subscription fee on YouTube. This is free stuff. I mean, why not enter for it? It takes 35 seconds. That's it. So please, if you're watching, enter. Tell everybody to enter. It's easy stuff. And there's door prizes like he just showed you. And then there's the top prizes that are given away. So there's really no excuse for not entering.
Oh, did I put it in backwards? Oh, Chris caught me.
Yeah, you did.
Thank you, Chris. I've actually caught other people that did that. And I either catch it and switch it for them, or if they don't get back to me.
I did that.
Yeah, you did it too, and I caught that. Oh, so there we go. I got my pick in. You can get yours in. It's very easy. Thanks, Robert. I fixed it. I'm able to fix that, and you can always go back and change your picks up until game time. No, and that's right. I do not allow hedging the bet. I've talked about that before. That's why you can't pick a player from the other team, right? That's hedging the bet, and I won't let you do that. Well, it's just about that time. Lance, you want to come back for intermission?
Yeah, I'll do my best to.
Okay, man. So, guys, this is Guy the Hawaii Blues fan. This is your time. Get in the contest. If you enter one time, you've got a door prize ticket. One time, and that super prize is a door prize. I'll know in an hour. I should know at the intermission if I got it or not. So let's have some fun tonight. Let's enjoy the game, and I will see you all at the intermission show.